Okay, hi everybody, and welcome back to our weekly live stream. My name is Alicia, and in this week's live lesson, we're going to talk about 2025 in the USA in terms of vocabulary. So today we have chosen a group of new words that were added to the English dictionary this year, what they mean, when you can use them, how to pronounce them, and just enjoy some of the new things that came up in 2025. So with this lesson, I hope everybody picks up some new vocabulary words, including some slang, and I hope that you can just enjoy making some sentences with these new words. So as you join, please make sure to hit the like button and of course share this video so other people can find today's lesson. And while we wait for people to join us live, I want to remind you about this banner at the bottom of the screen. The team has created a free, totally 100% free PDF ebook you can use to learn the 2,000 most common words in English. So this ebook has the core words of English, the most commonly used words in everyday English conversation. So you can download this for free from the link below the video. If you're watching on YouTube, above the video on Facebook, you will find this at EnglishClass101.com. So if you have an account, you can log in to your account, download it, and go crazy. If you do not have an account, you can make an account for free. You just need your name and an email address, and then come back to this page and download that. So check it out. All right, let's see. I think that's all for our announcements right now. So let's get into today's topic. Hello, everybody joining on YouTube. Hello, Kai, Jacob, Mew. Hi, Zach, Rocky. What's up, everybody? Facebook, I don't see comments on Facebook yet. Maybe Facebook will say hello soon. But let's get into today's introduction for our topic. So, in the year 2025, Cambridge Dictionary and Merriam-Webster, which is another popular dictionary, added many new and popular words. So every year, the online dictionaries add some new words, right, to keep the dictionary recent, right? The dictionary changes just like language changes. So Cambridge Dictionary and Merriam-Webster are very popular dictionaries. My personal favorite is Merriam-Webster. Maybe you have a different one. So today we're going to look at, I think it's 14 words, 14 or 15, I can't remember. Anyway, today we're going to look at a few groups of words. Some of these words started as internet-related slang and kind of casual conversation words to use online. Some of these are used in the news now. Some of these are used to talk about media. Some are used to talk about the environment. So we have words from a few different categories for today. And it's important to remember that these modern words like these are always going to come up, right? Language is always changing and evolving. So it's important to consider these new words too, okay? So with that in mind, a quick reminder again, if you didn't check the banner, there is a free PDF for you. Click the link down here or up here to get it. Okay, hello everybody that is still joining. Welcome Nevian and Natalie on YouTube. Hi everybody. Okay, let's go to the first group, the Internet and Tech Words group. I've chosen a few that relate to this theme. So the first word here is doom scroll. Doom scroll. You've maybe seen this word used in social media especially. So to doom scroll, this is a verb, an action, okay? So doom scroll or doom scrolling is the act of continuously scrolling through bad news or negative social media, okay? So the image of when you doom scroll is sitting at home on your phone, going like this for a long time, checking TikTok or Instagram or reading the news, basically looking at usually negative things, something that you learn about the world, something that makes you feel stressed out or makes you feel anxiety, yeah? So to doom scroll as a verb, or we also say, I was doom scrolling too much last night, yeah? So doom scroll is another, I think, word that came from internet culture, okay? Let's look at an example of doom scroll then, okay? Why do you look upset? And then the answer, I was doom scrolling the news for an hour, okay? So here you can see I was doom scrolling Yeah, we have this past progressive tense. I was doom scrolling the news for an hour. Also notice I was doom scrolling the news. In this example sentence, the speaker follows doom scrolling with the topic or the category of information, but you don't have to do that. You can say, I was doom scrolling for an hour, or I doom scrolled too late last night. So you can include the topic, or you can include the platform. So for example, I was doom scrolling TikTok is also okay to say. I was doom scrolling TikTok for an hour, oh no. So you can use the topic, or you can use the platform in this position, or nothing as well. So to doom scroll. And if you want to break this word down, which I can do on this one, doom and scroll, these are the two pieces of this word. To scroll, this one here, this is a regular verb already in English. To scroll just means to do this motion on your phone, to move to the next page, or like on an old school mouse, to use the mouse to move down or up the page. That's to scroll. But doom, doom refers to a feeling of, oh my gosh, so much danger and so much stress, something bad is going to happen. So doom is a noun, yeah? So the feeling of doom, the feeling of something bad that is going to happen, that is called doom, yeah? So to doom scroll means to scroll with the feeling that something bad is going to happen. All right, let's take a look at the next, an example. Hey, Zach. Zach wrote, the constant doom scrolling during the pandemic took a significant toll on many people's mental health. Great example, constant doom scrolling. Okay, let's continue. Welcome everybody joining. Hello, Minnow, in the YouTube chat. Let's go, I just saw an example. Minnow wrote, with a cup of coffee and doom scrolling last night, I couldn't sleep until 2:30. Good. I would say after a cup of coffee and doom scrolling, maybe. So it sounds like I did those two things, and then after that, I could not sleep. Maybe that's one small change I would make. Nice example, Mina. Okay, let's go to the next internet and tech word. We have dumb phone, dumb phone. So dumb phone is a play, or it's kind of a little bit of fun, on smartphone. So dumb is the opposite of smart. So dumb, or maybe you know the word stupid, yeah? So something that is dumb is something that is not smart. You can't do very much on a dumb phone. So a dumb phone is now being used, this word, this noun, I should point out, this is a noun. So we use this one to talk about a basic mobile phone. So for example, old mobile phones, yeah, where there's just calling features, maybe a really basic text message feature, and your contact list. Maybe there'll be a game, like the game Snake. Did anybody play Snake on their old mobile phones? Maybe that's just me. Anyway, so it's a basic mobile phone. You don't really have internet. There's no apps, but these days, some people want to have dumb phones because, like we talked about before, they doom scroll on their smartphones, or they use them to do other things, like check social media too much throughout the day, or they get too many notifications and it's too much stress. So some people now actually want to have a dumb phone instead of a smartphone, okay? Let's look at an example sentence of this. This person said, I switched to a dumb phone to focus more on work and sleep. Okay, I switched. So switched, right? In past tense here, I switched. So that means I changed my phone. And when you say switch, it means I had a phone before, and then I wanted this other type of phone. So I decided to swap them. Maybe you know the verb swap, something like that. But to switch means that you replaced one thing with another thing in the same role or the same position. So I switched to a dumb phone to focus more on work and sleep. Okay? Let's see your examples. Victor wrote, I switched to a dumb phone to reduce distractions and spend less time on social media. Good examples. Yes. Okay, good. Hello, everybody on Facebook. Hello, John and Manish and Tim. What's up, everybody? Okay, good. Some people are on Facebook now. All right, so dumb phones. We love dumb phones, maybe. They have a place. And also, there's some brands now creating dumb phones that look like smartphones. So you get the visual, the imagery, looks like a smartphone, but there's limited features, yeah? So kind of interesting. Okay, let's go to the next one then. The next one is dash cam. Dash cam. Okay, dash cam. This cam part is short for camera. Camera, okay? So camera is the key here. And then dash. Dash. This is probably a new word for many of you. So it doesn't mean like run. This is a different type of dash. So to dash as a verb means to run. This is not what it means. The dash in this word means the front area of a car. Yeah? The front area of a car, the inside of a car, okay? So when you're driving the car, the area in front of that, the steering wheel, the area in front of the steering wheel, yes, the dashboard, thanks Control S, that area is called the dash or the dashboard. So a dash cam or a dash camera is a camera that is placed in this area of the car. Maybe it's attached to the top of the car, or maybe it sits near the steering wheel or in the center of the car. So a dash cam is a very popular piece of technology for safety reasons and for security reasons and just for information also, right? So a dash cam, small camera mounted on a car dashboard. So this is where the dash comes from. Dash is a short way to say dashboard, okay? So let's take a look at an example sentence. Ta-dam. Did you get footage? And the person says, yes, my dash cam recorded the whole incident. Okay, this person asked, did you get footage? Footage. This means video files, yeah? Did you get video files of something, okay? This is an easy way to say this. Did you get footage? So footage means video files, okay? Yes, my dash cam recorded the whole incident. Incident is a word that means like situation, or in this case, it means accident. We use incident usually to talk about something a little more serious, and it usually means something negative happened, yeah? There's an incident at work today. Sounds negative. Or I saw an incident on the road when I drove to work. So we use dash cams now to record what happens when we're driving for security and for safety reasons, okay? Let's take a look at the chat. Rocky wrote a sentence about dumb phone. I switched to a dumb phone to pay close attention to a video lesson while I was in home class. Okay, so I switched to a dumb phone so I could, to pay close attention to a video lesson. Sounds like you did it just one time. That's why this sentence sounds a little strange, yeah? I switched to a dumb phone to pay close attention to video lessons while I was in home class. So maybe, does home class mean your home classroom, or do you mean taking classes from your home? You're very close there, very close there. Good use of dumb phone, I like it. Zach wrote about dash cam. He bought a dash cam for peace of mind after hearing stories of insurance fraud. Yes, maybe you have doom scrolled and you have seen a video of someone doing what's called insurance fraud, and that's the reason many people want to buy dash cams these days. In this case, dash cams are used to record someone doing really dangerous driving to try to create an accident and claim money. That is called insurance fraud. Also just being a mean person. That's just also just bad, okay? All right, let's continue. That is the first group of internet and tech words. So let's continue on to group number 2. Words for your work and for your career. Maybe not for you specifically, but these are words that are new. They are emerging. First one, phrase really, is mouse jiggler. Mouse jiggler. It sounds kind of funny, right? So mouse. First, this mouse, depending on how old you are, maybe you have never used a physical mouse for your computer. Yeah, it's shaped like this. You move it around on a desk and go like this and have to click things, right? Not many people use them these days, perhaps, I don't know. But that is a mouse, not an animal. It's not the animal mouse. So a mouse refers to this old kind of mouse. Today we have a trackpad usually on a laptop, or we just use our phones. But we still use the word mouse to talk about this. Jiggler. Jiggler. This is a funny word, right? So the root here is jiggle. Jiggle. So to jiggle means to make a small shaking motion. Yeah? A small shaking motion. So imagine like your favorite dessert, like pudding or maybe jello. Something you shake and the dessert goes boo quickly like this. That is jiggling. That's the word we use to describe that small shaking motion. Yeah? When you jiggle something, it makes a small shaking motion. Okay? So a mouse jiggler. So this part, this ER. We often have this at the end of words describing someone's job or activity. So this means one who, or a person who, okay? So this means a person who jiggles a mouse, okay? So you might be like, what does that mean? A person who jiggles a mouse, all right? So a person who jiggles a mouse refers to a device or a program. So there are two uses for this. A device or a program that keeps a computer active by pretending to move a mouse, or it can be used to talk about a person who just sits at a desk and moves their mouse to make it look like they're online. So maybe you might be like, what does this mean? Maybe for some of you in like the pandemic or in other work from home situations, maybe you have a person on your team, or maybe you are this type of person where you don't have much to do, right? But it's important to show your team that you are available on your team's, you know, like Slack or something else you use. So in order to make it look like you're available, maybe you or your teammate uses a program, a mouse jiggler program, to pretend the mouse is moving, or maybe you just move the mouse every like 20 or 30 minutes to make it look like you're online. Okay, so a mouse jiggler can mean the program, or it can mean a person who just moves the mouse, but doesn't really do anything. All right, let's look at the example, and I will check the chat. Dun, da, da. Thanks, Rocky. Cool. Okay, I'm glad that you got that. Okay. Others, Zach wrote, she placed the tiny USB-powered mouse jiggler under her optical mouse to prevent her screen from locking. All right, good example. I don't see other examples, so let's move on to the official one. Why is your screen always awake? Why is your screen always awake? Person responds, I use a mouse jiggler during long uploads. I use a mouse jiggler during long uploads. So in this case, this person is using it to talk about keeping the screen active. So they don't want the computer to go to sleep in this case. So in this example sentence, it's used maybe for a positive, like non-sneaky reason, right? A positive reason. Maybe this person has to upload a large file, so they need to keep the computer awake. So they don't want the computer to go to sleep mode, so they use a mouse jiggler to do that, yeah, to keep the computer awake. All right, let's see. I don't see any other examples about mouse jiggler. I see, Victor, you wrote one about a juggler, different thing. That means you're throwing a bunch of balls. Jiggler is quite different, but your sentence is correct. Moving on. The next phrase is ghost kitchen. Ghost kitchen. So ghost means, yeah, like a monster, right? Like this, something that is kind of supernatural, something strange, right? A ghost, maybe a person who used to live in a house, right? That's the image here. And kitchen means kitchen, okay? So a ghost kitchen is a restaurant that prepares food only for delivery or for pickup, okay? So this means you cannot go to a restaurant of a ghost kitchen. You cannot go there and sit down and eat something in this type of place. A ghost kitchen is a place you can usually order from on a food delivery app only, like on Uber or whatever you have in your country. So this could be a place that's like maybe someone's home is used, or sometimes this is owned, sometimes ghost kitchens are owned by a bigger company. I know some like business people have tried to create ghost kitchens in existing restaurants. So they say, for example, I think Mr. Beast did this actually, it's a good example. He approached burger shops and asked to make a specific type of burger in that kitchen, yeah? But he didn't own the burger place. He didn't own the burger restaurant. So if you wanted to eat that burger, you could order the burger online, but you could not go into a restaurant that only had like Mr. Beast's food, for example. So a ghost kitchen is not a place you can go. You can only eat the food there. So let's look at the example, and let me check your examples too. Patrick wrote, in the time when we have to deal with, what's a millennium bug? Millennium bug. Does this mean Y2K? The problem in the year 1999 when all of everybody was worried about the clocks changing to a different date and ruining the computer systems. We called it Y2K. Maybe that's what you mean? Okay, maybe you mean in the time when we had to worry about Y2K, that's like the letter Y2 and then K. We had to use a mouse jiggler on our screen. We have to mouse jiggler to our screen of our computer. Don't close suddenly. They used to do it to save energy. Okay, so maybe we had to use a mouse jiggler so our screens didn't close suddenly. You're very, very close there, Patrick. Good try, good example, okay? Victor has a ghost kitchen one. We ordered dinner from a new ghost kitchen that prepares food exclusively for delivery. Yeah, so you can, it's not incorrect, but it's like you're saying the same thing 2 times there, Victor. We ordered dinner from a new ghost kitchen. Finish, okay? Because that prepares food exclusively for delivery means ghost kitchen, right? So you're saying the same thing 2 times, right? We ordered dinner from a new ghost kitchen. Finish your sentence there. Then, great, okay? Sigan wrote, we say dark kitchen. Ah, really? Is that true? What language? What language is that? I'm curious. Yeah, dark kitchen. That's interesting. We have ghost kitchen now in English. The example. That pizza place is a ghost kitchen. You can only order online. So sometimes people feel a little like, about ghost kitchen, you know? It's like, where am I actually ordering from? Is it okay to order? So sometimes some people feel a little like unsure about ghost kitchens. In Peru is dark kitchen. Are there any other languages that say dark kitchen? That's very interesting to me. Thank you for sharing, Sigan. I hope I said your name right. Okay, let's move on. Time's going quickly, as always. The next word relating to work and career is Nepo baby. Nepo baby. Okay, so Nepo baby comes from this word, this nepotism. Nepotism. Okay, what is nepotism? Nepotism means you're giving preference to your children or your family members in a work or a career situation. So imagine that you are a business leader or a political leader, yeah? And you are very powerful, you have lots of opportunities, and you have children also. And instead of considering other candidates for your business or for your politics, your campaign, you choose your children to work for you, or you help your children to get good positions, or you help your children to get good opportunities because of your connections, right? So for example, in Hollywood movies, big movie stars often have this issue. Big business people, big politics people, often their kids gets very special opportunities. So we have this word now, this phrase, a Nepo baby, which means somebody who received lots of opportunities because of their family's connections, okay? So this has a negative feeling, yeah? So a Nepo baby is somebody maybe who didn't have to work a lot. They just got some opportunities. So a lot of people feel kind of like Nepo babies didn't work hard and don't deserve their positions, okay? So this is, yeah, a slang word, casual word, for someone who benefits from nepotism, right? Someone who benefits from nepotism because they have some kind of family connection to someone powerful. Let's take a look at the example. Person A asks, do you think they got the role on talent or connections? And person B says, well, some people call them a Nepo baby. So what this person asked, do you think they, so they means that person, some person, they got the role on? You might see this used. On means they received the role based on or because of. This person is asking, did they get the role because they are talented, or did they get the role because they have connections? So connections means family or business connections, yeah? So most people think talent is very, very important for especially for certain creative roles and for business roles. Talent means you have high skills in something, which is good for a job, right? So this part is saying, were they good at their job, or did they just have good connections? And the response, some people call them a Nepo baby. So this person is very gently saying, well, some people say it's a nepotism issue, Nepo baby. So that means there's rumors they got this job because of family connections, all right? Let's take a look at your examples. On Facebook, Pedro says, my brother-in-law is a Nepo baby. Is that true? Okay, so you have an example in your family then. Somebody who has opportunities because of their family connections. Okay, Zach wrote, she argued that the industry is filled with Nepo babies who have access to opportunities closed to outsiders. Indeed, okay. Others, let's see. Avila wrote, one teacher at my school has his daughter as a student. She's definitely a Nepo baby. That one might be a gray area. Like usually a Nepo baby is like somebody who gets a job. I don't know if this is a university you're talking about. If it's like a university situation and the daughter gets special privileges, then yes, in that case. But because it's sometimes common in especially small towns or smaller communities, it might just happen that one day the parent is the teacher in the school. So in that case, it's not a Nepo baby situation. It's usually when the kid is old enough to start receiving some opportunity. So good, your sentence is great. Your sentence is great. Just maybe consider the situation. Okay, Sigan wrote, in private companies, it is common to see Nepo babies. Yes, in many private companies, there are lots of connections related to family and business connections. Okay, Gagan wrote, Sam got this position very easily because he is a Nepo baby. Oh, okay, great example. All right. Rocky, thanks for continuing to work on that sentence. Mino wrote, she sounds like a Nepo baby. She's a teacher and takes off to bake a cake for her son. Okay, so make sure Nepo baby means the child. In your example sentence, Mino, you said she's a teacher and she takes off to bake a cake for her son. That sentence is about the mother in that case, yeah? So Nepo baby is about the child. And when I say advantages, I mean advantages in work or advantages in school. So in that case, where the mom takes time off to bake something for her son, we do not use Nepo baby in that situation. We use it usually when we talk about jobs. Yeah, so I hope that helps you. Okay, let's continue because time is going quick. Cash grab. So cash means physical money, paper or coins. And grab, this is a verb which means to get something quickly, like this motion, quickly grab, quickly take something, like this, that's a grab. So a cash grab means something like a product or a movie especially that people make just to get money. So for example, lately we have seen so many superhero movies, right? There are so many Hollywood superhero movies or so many movies of the same series, right? So many Marvel movies or many more Star Wars movies. People say these are cash grabs. So the makers, they just want easy money, to do something easily just to get some cash. So cash grab isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if you only do cash grabs, it looks bad, usually. It's like, you should be creative. You should make something interesting. You should make something that helps people. So maybe one cash grab, we can understand. But if it's, for example, like with superhero movies in Hollywood the last several years, it's like, oh, it's only superhero movies, right? There's so many. These seem like cash grabs. The studios just want to get easy money because they're easy movies, right? They're simple concepts, okay? Let's look at the example. That sequel felt like a cash grab instead of a real story, okay? So sequel maybe, I think we talked about this recently. Sequel means the movie or the story after the first story. Yeah, I think I talked about this last week. So like with Star Wars, there was A New Hope was the first one made in, what was it, the late 80s? So A New Hope was the original with Luke Skywalker. And then the one that came after that, Empire Strikes Back, was the sequel, okay? And then there were more, obviously, called, prequels and sequels. But anyway, sequel means the one after the first story, okay? So the sequel felt like a cash grab, right? Just trying to get easy money. All right, let's go to the next one because time is, oh my gosh, it's time to remind you again. And then we'll quickly try to wrap up the last few categories. If you missed it, the team has a free PDF ebook for you. Oh my gosh, if you haven't seen this, the core words of English are the 2,000 most commonly used words in the English language in everyday conversation. So if you want to get all of these words, all 2,000 words the team has created, then you can find the link from below the video if you're watching on YouTube or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. Just log in to EnglishClass101.com with your name and email address and you can download it for free. Okay, let's continue then. We have a lot still to cover, so let's cruise through it. I'll go a little bit faster now. Send your examples in the chat. We'll go through our last groups of words. Group number 3, environment and feelings. Ooh. Okay, the first phrase is heat index. Maybe you've seen this word before. Heat means how hot it is, and index is the record we use to keep that. This is different from the temperature. So the heat index is how hot it feels when humidity is added to the air temperature. So this is the feels like thing. So on the weather, usually there's like a official temperature, the degrees, how hot or how cold it is. And the heat index tells you the feeling that you have, yeah? So maybe it's, 30 degrees Celsius today, but the heat index says 34 because of the humidity. So it tells you the actual and how you feel. Let's look at the example. The temperature is 90 degrees Fahrenheit, but the heat index is 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated means drink lots of water. Make sure to drink lots of water, okay? So heat index, the how it feels weather temperature. Okay, on to the next one. This one's an interesting one. Petrichor. Petrichor is the pronunciation. Yes, this has a CH here, but it's petrichor, not chore. Petrichor, petrichor. Petrichor means that pleasant, like nice kind of foresty, earthy smell that happens after the rain. After it rains, you go outside, you feel that fresh feeling, and it has that fresh smell, right? Petrichor is the word for that smell, yeah? So you can go outside and feel that freshness, and now there's an official word to describe that smell that comes. So let's look at an example. After the storm, the petrichor made the walk feel peaceful. After the storm, the petrichor made the walk feel peaceful, yeah? So it's that fresh, nice smell and feeling after the rain. Let's continue because time is running out. Creepy crawly. Creepy crawly was added to the dictionary. This is really interesting. So a creepy crawly, we have kind of two uses of a creepy crawly. This means it's a small insect or a little bug, right? So we use the word creep, which means to move slowly, like this, like a caterpillar. So to creep is this kind of thing, maybe like a worm also. And to crawl means to slowly move like this with, some legs, right? So to creep is like this, and to crawl is like this. So we use creepy crawly to talk about those small bugs. Yeah, we can use it to talk about those little bugs that move like this. Then we see them like, ooh, creepy crawlies, yeah? Or I have seen some people use this to describe a feeling, like they have kind of a creepy crawly feeling to mean they feel a little bit nervous or a little scared, like, ooh, like that feeling that's kind of gross, maybe. So you might hear a couple different uses of this. Let's look at an example. Do you want to check the basement? No, there are creepy crawlies down there. Let's wait, okay? creepy crawlies. So you can see the plural. Creepy crawlies means many different types of bugs. All right, continuing. Ultra-processed. Ultra-processed means ultra-processed foods. So this means foods that have lots and lots of things done in a factory, yeah? So they are made in a factory. It's not natural food. Something is added, something is changed, there's strange ingredients. So ultra-processed food is food that more and more people are trying to avoid, right? So let's look at the example. I try to avoid ultra-processed snacks and cook more simple meals. Yeah, so the way usually to try to get away or avoid ultra-processed food is to cook on your own. All right, moving along, because I'm out of time, society and general words. We have freestyle. Freestyle is added to the dictionary this year. Freestyle means to improvise or perform without a fixed plan. So, like for example, this live stream, I don't have a script for the live stream. I'm not reading a script to you. We have, you know, a plan. There's always been some kind of lesson topic, but the content, what I speak in this lesson, is, in a sense, freestyle. I am making this, you know, lesson just based on, you know, the information I know and what I want to share with the audience, yeah? So you might see freestyle used in musical performances, like rappers will freestyle a lot, yeah? So you don't have a perfect plan, but you are making it up a little bit as you go along. Making it up, but with, of course, some experience and some skill behind it, okay? So let's look at the example. Will you prepare a script for your presentation? No, I'll freestyle my talk, right? So that means this person feels ready just to go ahead and talk about this topic, all right? Avila wrote, can freestyle be a verb? Yes, to freestyle. Yes, so he freestyled his performance. The rapper freestyled that performance. Yes, it can be a verb. Okay. All right. Patrick, I am creepy crawling. Maybe you can say I feel or I get the creepy crawlies when I watch terror or when I watch horror movies. That's what we use. Okay. Let's continue. Oh my gosh, time is out. Delulu. Quickly then, let's wrap up. Delulu is short for delusional. Delusional. This is very popular online these days. I see it almost every day. Delusional means someone who has crazy ideas. They have so much confidence or so much faith in themselves, and it's not realistic. So we use it as a joke a lot. Maybe you have seen the expression, being delulu is the salulu. This is very popular lately, which means just be delusional and you will find solutions in your life. Have great big hopes, okay? Example, he thinks she'll date him after one text. Yeah, that's a little delulu. Okay, that's a little too crazy, okay? So delulu means you're a little bit crazy, but we can use it positively and negatively. All right, quickly. Inspo means inspiration. That's it. You'll see design inspo or recipe inspo, food inspo. This one's easy. Inspo means inspiration. Inspiration. I need some inspo for my Instagram feed. Inspiration is what it means. That design is my new inspo for decorating the living room. All right. Let's finish. Am I on the last one now? Ha! I got to the end. Yay. Okay, good. Let's finish up there. If you missed it, the team does have a free PDF ebook for you. So check that out now that the lesson is coming to an end. You can find that at EnglishClass101.com. Just click the link down here or up here to get that. So we've talked today about a bunch of new recent words added to the dictionary. There are a lot more. Today we covered a tiny number. So if you want to know more, you can Google some of the news articles about this topic, and you can try making a sentence in the comments now if you want to choose a word from the lesson and practice making it if you didn't get a chance in the live chat. So we'll finish there for today. Next week, we're going to talk about weekend plans. We'll cover some patterns to make social plans in next week's live lesson. That'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York City time. If you don't know your local time, Google it or set a notification on Facebook or on YouTube so you get a pop-up, a notification when we start this stream. All right, I will finish that up for today. So thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for your great questions and your great comments. Have a great day, have a great week, have a great weekend, and I will see you again next time. Bye.